In this video, we'll take you through some of the key points we cover when removing asbestos-containing materials from a home or business. Once you've completed the HAZ-MAT survey, then the asbestos removal work can begin. Some additional documentation is required at this point. For example, a risk assessment from a qualified person, written work procedures explaining in detail how the work will be completed safely, exposure control plan for asbestos. This is a summary of the responsibilities and procedures in the control and handling of asbestos-containing materials. Before any work can begin on site, you need to file a notice of project with WorkSafeBC. This needs to be done 24 hours before any on-site work begins. This is done on the WorkSafeBC website, and the documents mentioned previously need to be submitted as part of this plan. Once on the work site, we post asbestos warning signs and warning tape to ensure unauthorized personnel do not enter the area, and everybody's aware of what's happening. Previous communication will have been done to inform staff, workers, and neighbors of the scope and schedule of work. Next, we set up a containment system to prevent the migration of hazardous airborne particles. This is basically a plastic barrier consisting of 2 layers of 6mm poly with a decontamination zone for workers to enter and exit the enclosed work area. Personal protective equipment such as the correct respirator based on the assessed risk is critical. We also use Tyvek suits, gloves, and other protective equipment so that our bodies are completely covered from head to toe to avoid any fibers attaching to our bodies. These suits are disposed of with the waste upon exiting the work enclosure. Any other tools or materials used in this work are decontaminated or disposed of before coming out of the decontamination area. The asbestos-containing material is removed and placed into double-layered 6mm poly bags, which is then gooseneck sealed with duct tape for disposal. All surfaces need to be wet wiped and HEPA-vac to remove any asbestos fibers. Once the work area is clean and free from debris, we spray an encapsulant throughout the work area. This encapsulant is a specialized glue type material that is used to lock down any remaining asbestos fibers that may have suspended in the air. With proper asbestos waste storage, it's required that we register with the ministry director in advance as a hazardous waste generator. So this is a form we fill out online on your behalf. This asbestos waste, while on site, is safely locked or placed in a lock-lidded bin labeled as asbestos. To remove the waste requires a waste manifest, and the driver and vehicle need to be licensed to transport these materials. So far, I've outlined the steps we use for moderate risk procedures. If the job is considered high risk, there are additional steps required, such as we need to set up a 3-stage decontamination facility. This includes a shower with warm and cold water, the use of negative air machines, or sometimes called air scrubbers, to create a negative air environment throughout the decontamination facility. This helps control and trap any fibers that might have been released through the work that's being done. DOP certification of the negative air machine and any HEPA vacuums used is required for high-risk procedure work. Daily air monitoring conducted by a third-party consultant. This is to confirm that the different stages of the decontamination and extended work environment are within safe air standards. Final clearance and visual inspection, which is also conducted by a third party. This final air clearance is the most important document of all. It shows that all the asbestos-containing materials outlined in the HAZ-MAT survey have been safely removed and the structure is safe for rehabilitation. You will need this document for the next phases of your project for city officials and municipalities if you are seeking permits.